Good afternoon, everyone. It is my great honor to have this opportunity to present our work. The title of my talk today is Detecting State Manipulation Vulnerabilities in Smart Contracts Using LLM and Static Analysis. Now let's talk about decentralized finance, or DeFi, which is a rapidly growing sector in the blockchain world. DeFi protocols are made up of a series of smart contracts deployed on the blockchain to manage digital assets. As the DeFi ecosystem continues to expand, it has become an attractive target for attackers. Potential vulnerabilities within DeFi protocols can be easily exploited to yield unfair profits. A prevalent form of vulnerability exploitation is the state manipulation vulnerability. Attackers exploit sensitive states, for example, price, balance, which are manipulated by controlling dependent variables to gain unfair profits. Among various state manipulation strategies, price manipulation has emerged as one of the most devastating forms. In this work, we take PM as a representative case of state manipulation and aim to develop a general vulnerability detection framework. Let's look at a real-world attack to illustrate our motivation. Egg Finance, a yield farming protocol, suffered a price manipulation. Attackers first deposited dust into Egg. Next, they encoded the attack logic into attack contract. Then attackers invoked the contract. It initiated the exploit by leveraging flash loan pancake swap to borrow a large amount of us. Following that, the contract call function to claim rewards. However, the reward amount is tied to the price of the egg token, which is determined by the ratio of the amount of us to egg token in the pancake swap liquidity pool. Unfortunately, attackers identified the price calculation mechanism is manipulable and used the flash loan pancake swap to reduce the amount of us in the liquidity pool. As a result, attackers were able to withdraw an excessive amount of rewards. Detecting price manipulation faces the challenges. First, current methods can proactively detect PM attack, limiting their ability to provide timely mitigation. In above example, we observed a low-minute interval between the deployment of attack contract and the initiation of the attack. If the attack contract could be identified during this period, mitigation measures could be taken to prevent financial losses. Second, root cause of PM attack lies in easily manipulated price calculation mechanisms. Traditional program analysis techniques struggle to accurately reason the semantics of code. We combine static analysis and large language models (LLMs) to understand the semantics of price calculation mechanisms, further detecting price manipulation attacks. Based on above observations, we propose a novel framework, Price Sleuth, integrating LLMs and static analysis to enhance the capability of price manipulation attack detection. The framework adopts reasoner detector verifier pipeline and is structured into 3 stages. First, decompile the contract bytecode, extract the DeFi code snippet, and identify price manipulation logic. Second, perform forward data dependency analysis and detect manipulated price variables. Third, conduct backward chain data propagation analysis and verify malicious exploitation. Specifically, Price Sleuth first decompile the contract bytecode and identifies key function interactions related to DeFi contracts. Then it constructs inter-contract call graph and performs function signature matching, retrieving the DeFi contract snippet. Based on above, it utilizes the reasoning ability of LLM to interpret the code semantics, extracting the price calculation mechanism statements. We employ zero-shot chain of thought prompting to guide the LLM to reason code semantics, then to assess whether the price manipulation mechanism is susceptible to manipulation. Price Sleuth performs backward data dependency analysis on the price variable. Then it constructs price calculation dependency graph and leverages LLM to reason about the controllability of price variables and detect potential price manipulation attacks. The dependency graph of the motivating example is shown here. We can observe that the token price is determined by the reserves of the tokens in the liquidity pool, making it susceptible to manipulation. Finally, to determine whether a manipulated price variable is maliciously exploited, Price Sleuth performs chain propagation analysis of the manipulated price variable. Specifically, it treats the price variable as a chain source, then tracks the propagation across the function based on intra-call graph. Based on above analysis, it constructs the price exploitation propagation graph and guides LLM to determine whether the manipulated price variable is used to exploit the contracts. The propagation graph of the motivating example is shown here. We can observe that the token price directly influences the reward calculation logic, which ultimately propagates to the transfer value. This linkage explicitly demonstrates how an attacker could exploit manipulated price variable to illegitimately inflate rewards and drain funds from the contract. We conduct a preliminary evaluation of price solve. We analyze for categories of DeFi protocols like decentralized exchange, lending, staking-based yield farming, and deposit-based yield farming. And we select for representative price manipulation attack incidents as experimental datasets. We employ ChatGPT for all to conduct LLM reasoning and analysis. Price solve successfully detected the 4 attacks, providing insights into the price manipulation relationship and malicious propagation relationship. This indicates that although different DeFi protocols have different code logic, the underlying mechanisms of price manipulation attacks remain consistent. Furthermore, price solve completed the analysis within 1 minute, demonstrating that it is capable of identifying price manipulation attacks before the attacks occur, making it a practical solution for proactive vulnerability detection. There are several key issues that we plan to address in the future. First, for static analysis on source code, our method is limited to function-level analysis. We plan to recover cross-contract call graph for DeFi contracts, enabling a more comprehensive analysis. Second, we employ baseline LLMs to take on different roles for code semantic reasoning. In the future, we plan to conduct systematic comparisons of different LLM architectures and evaluate prompt design strategies. Moreover, compared to fine-tuning LLMs, our method may lack task-specific adaptability. To validate this, we plan to adopt OpenAI's fine-tuning paradigm to fine-tune LLMs and test detection capability. Third, beyond price variables, we plan to generalize our analysis framework to reason about these non-price state variables, extending our method to a broader class of state manipulation attacks. All in all, we intend to conduct further in-depth research to explore these questions thoroughly. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me.